Stick with me throughout this video and I'm going to share with you how to make this beautiful chocolate flower perfect for any celebration, entremet, cake. You can also utilize this on a showpiece. Now, I am very fortunate to have a Cricut machine, some people call it cry cut machine, which I can put acetate sheets in and have a picture, and I can do it in multiple sizes. So what I've done is I've gone and selected a petal shape that I like, that I think would go well. A lot of craft sites have templates for petals. You can cut this by hand. You need to cut it out of acetate, and then we put what we call guitar sheet underneath. So we place that on top. You need the acetate to overlap on top the guitar sheet a little bit without the top of the petal going off. I hope that makes sense. Now, of course, we have the recipe for you, which tells you how many petals of what size you need. I've also got the templates for the petals there if you want to make exactly the same flower as me in the sizes that they are. So we're going to start off with the extra large petal, tempered milk chocolate. We do have some great videos on YouTube for tempering, which you can refer to for some guidance if you need it. Now I'm going to scoop the chocolate on, spread it out. You want the petals to be really consistent and even. So without moving the acetate, keep it firm. Firstly, just go through and spread that chocolate. I'm using an angled palette knife. You don't want these petals to be too thick. Wipe the excess on the side of the bowl. Now I'm going to go through in one run and take off the excess chocolate so I've got the thickness that I want. Angle the palette knife a little bit, and we go straight off the edge. Now what you need to do before the chocolate sets is you need to take the acetate off. Put that to the side. We can scrape the chocolate off that once it sets because you can remelt it. You can also use the template again then. I'm using different PVC pipes which have been cut, but have a look at what vases you have, what jugs you have, cups. You need to create graduating curve, with the lightest curve being for the largest petal, so we don't want too much of a curve. And remember, chocolate will naturally contract as well. And we place that in. And that gives us a beautiful natural curve on the petal. Scrape all the chocolate up and we keep going until you've created all your petals in 4 different sizes to create exactly the same flower that I have. Don't put the cold chocolate back with the hot chocolate because you'll get lumps, so put this in a separate bowl. So I would jump around and do one set of petals, one size each, otherwise you're going to need to use the same form to give them a curve. So by doing different sizes, once that's set, you'll be able to take it out and it'll be ready to use for the next size. Next size down, and we repeat the same process. You do need more of this size. As mentioned, I've listed how many sizes you need of each petal. So we continue on to create all the petals. Reheat your chocolate as needed. These can be made months in advance as long as they're not stored anywhere above 23 degrees. And I recommend once they are set that you wrap them. All the petals are here and they're set, so we're ready to assemble the flower. You can use baking paper, but I do have a small square of plastic which we refer to as guitar sheet. Place that on a turntable if you've got one. If you don't, do a small square still, but do a larger piece of paper underneath that enables you to actually spin it around as you go. I'm using a paper piping cone. I do have a video on how to make these on YouTube, and I have some tempered milk chocolate. So place some milk chocolate into the bag, Cut a small amount off the end of the bag and pipe into the center. Don't be afraid of putting too much chocolate. You do want to keep it nice and clean, but if you don't put enough chocolate, your petals won't stick. We start with the largest petals and we're going to use 6. To get these off the plastic, I use a ruler, and this is purely so we don't break the point. Just lift them up underneath to release the petals. Now this is what we call feathering on the side here. I'm going to coat this flower in a velvet spray effect, so you're not really going to see that. But if they're really sticking out, that little bit of static electricity that you create when you pull the petals off, just smooth the edges down. We're going to place 6 petals onto the base. So position them first, and then you can move them around if needed. All the petals must come in contact with the chocolate. I'm just going to gently press them down, apply a little bit more chocolate in the center, and you can see that I've done over, under each petal so they are interlocked. Pipe some more chocolate on, just so each petal is in contact with the chocolate, and this will also help to adhere the next layer of petals. If you did have the opportunity to do 2 different curves, we're going to use a flatter petal first of the same size. So we're using this one, and take them off with the ruler exactly the same as we did the large petal. Pipe more chocolate on, and as you go, you may need to add chocolate and place these second petals in between. Make sure that every petal comes in contact with liquid chocolate, otherwise when you go to pick it up, it won't stay together. Now I do have cool spray here if I need it to secure the petals and make sure that they stick. We just need 1 petal with this lower curve, and then we're going to go the same size but a slightly tighter curve on the petal. Now I haven't sprayed this or tried to set it, so I still have the ability to readjust and realign the petals. Make sure they go in between the previous petals that were placed and they're all quite even. This is also an opportunity, if you need to add more chocolate to ensure that those petals are going to stick. I'm going to apply a little bit more chocolate, and then I'm going to lift each petal up and spray it from underneath with the cool spray. So this is compressed cold air. See, that lifts the petal. The last one. It's important to spray underneath, because if you spray a lot of this, you can leave some moisture on the chocolate, which means your next layer of petals won't actually stick. So by spraying underneath and spraying just small bursts, it ensures the petal will hold up beautifully, but any moisture is actually tucked underneath the petal, not on top. This is the same size petal, but it has a slightly tighter curve. And now as I place them on, I'm going to stick each one individually. Once again, we go in between the previous 2 petals. Make sure it's secured in there well. So I'm going to spray each petal individually on this layer. These petals are a little bit more curved. They don't need to be lifted up as much. Now we move on to the next size down. So we're on the 3rd size of petals. And this is the petal that we use the most of. One of my favorite things to do, making flowers. Not a great gardener, I will admit, but I'm really good at chocolate flowers. Okay, take off the frayed edges and we repeat this process. So going in between once again. Lift the petal as needed and then just spray underneath. By lifting the petal, you give the flower a more realistic feel, a little bit more life. Don't set yourself to a certain number of petals, because the longer you leave the chocolate, the petals will curve a little bit more, and that will determine how many you will fit in. So don't lock yourself in. Place the petals in and see what looks the best. We continue on building up the flowers, and then right at the end, we're going to use the very smallest petal. The smallest petals are going in next. I'm piping chocolate in the center just to raise the height up to put these last small petals in, otherwise they'll sink to the bottom a little bit. Dip the base of the petal in the chocolate and place it in. Now you can either use a teaspoon or some tweezers just to prop it up. Once you've got it at this stage, this is ready to go on the cake as it is, but if you want to take it that extra step, you can freeze it, and then we're going to spray it with a combination of cocoa butter and chocolate. I'm using a handheld spray gun, but you can also get velvet spray in an aerosol can, which means you don't need a spray gun at all. Now, I may not be very good at gardening, but I do think I'm good, and I've nailed chocolate flowers. If you want more chocolate tips and tricks, make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.